Yes, good afternoon, everyone that is watching. I'm hoping that this very afternoon is treating you well. Yeah, as for today, as I had promised, I received two seemingly similar questions, one related to how to register a company, and then the other related to cost, or how much does it cost for one to register or to incorporate a company in Uganda. Now, what you have to know that we have two different types of companies. That is the local company and then the foreign company. Foreign companies can as well be registered in Uganda, but then the procedure differs. As far as this video is concerned, I'm going to be handling a local company. But you have to note also that under the local company we have a company limited by share, a company limited by guarantee, but also a single member company. Those procedures are also different. So as far as this video is concerned, I will be handling a company limited by share and a company limited by guarantee. Now, first and foremost, for anyone in Uganda to register a company, you must have a name. First, think through and get a deserving name. What you have to remember that the company name must not be abusive or shouldn't be connoting to the name Uganda or a particular place like Kampala or something related to that. You must get a name that is unique in nature. But also, a test is that you must reserve that name with the registrar of companies. Once that name is reserved, that means it has been endorsed or approved by the registrar of companies, that it's a name deserving or that you can use appropriately as a company name. Now that becomes your company. After reserving a name, note the following forms or documents that you must have in possession before you proceed to the office or the counter of the Register of Companies to submit your request for registration. 1. You must have a form, what we call S18. S18 is a form that indicates particulars of subscribers. Particulars of subscribers, the nominal value, registered place, or the physical place of the company, and also the nature of business. On that form, you attach passport photo sizes of all subscribers. Please remember also to attach photocopies of IDs. IDs, I mean national IDs. For those without national IDs, at least you must have a passport, a Ugandan passport, and a driving permit. Please remember to attach those documents. And also for secretaries, it's also possible that all directors, among the directors, you are not choosing any to be a secretary or choosing a lawyer or any other person to be a secretary. So when I say subscribers IDs, I also mean the secretary's ID as far as this is concerned. Secondly, you must have Form 18. Now, Form 18 is about the particulars of address, the address of the company. So in that form, what we are interested in is the physical place or the physical address of a company. Let's say you are registering in Namugongo, Sonde, or something like that, Kampala or Wakiso district. So you must have Form 18 that indicates a physical address of a company, but also the postal address of the company. Please, if you have not registered a postal address of your company and you happen to get someone to help you with another postal address, always remember to show that it is care of that address to notify the register of companies that is not your company's postal address, but you are using it meanwhile before you process your own. Now, also remember to have Form 20. On Form 20, these are particulars of directors and secretaries, Now, all directors you have appointed to act in capacity of directors and secretaries, you must indicate their particulars. For directors, you must indicate their names, full names, date of birth, then nationality, and also their occupation. What are they doing? As far as the secretary is concerned, you indicate his name and also the address. Remember, if your directors are more than one, you just need one person and a secretary to sign on that form. Now, when you finished with that, remember to have form A1. That is a form that deals with the statement of nominal capital. On that form, you have to indicate the nominal capital, how much you intend to start with as your startup capital. But also you have to indicate how many shares you are going to start with. But also you have to indicate the nature of shares, for example, whether you are using ordinary shares. Now, you must also indicate the share or the share value or the nominal value of each share. I will explain that later. Now, after that, you must have the articles and memorandums of association. Under the memorandums of association, that's where you indicate the objectives of the company and how the company's liability is liable to the members. For example, for a limited liability company or a company limited by guarantee, you have to indicate a particular amount that each member shall be liable, the extent to which a member is liable. For a company limited by shares, you indicate the nominal value of the shares so that the share allocation, if someone has 10 shares, it is against the number of shares or the nominal capital, the nominal value of each share that you've indicated under the memorandums that shall be used to determine the extent to which that member is liable. Okay, but also remember to indicate the share allocation under the memorandums. If you are 10 shares, you must indicate, if you are 10 members, you must indicate that each member gets a particular shares, for example 1, 2, 3 or 30 or 70, depending on how we have agreed to allocate the shares. But also you have to note that it is not necessary that you have to allocate all the shares. You may have 70% of the shares allocated and then 30 you leave it unallotted. But remember, always remember, if there are shares remaining unallotted, indicate it so that the registrar of companies is put to notice that such a number of shares remains unallotted until further notice. Okay, then under the articles of association, that's where you put rules, yeah, of internal management, yeah, especially as far as your company is concerned. For example, how you are going to be appointing directors, if it is different from table A of the Companies Act. Yeah, as I was saying, for example, appointment of directors, appointment of secretaries, nature of transferring shares, how do you transfer shares, how do you allot shares, how do you recall shares from members who are failing to pay up, but also how the mode, the way you want to operate your company meetings, different meetings, many things that you have to consider under articles. But you may as well choose to adopt Table A under the Companies Act as your guiding tool for the internal management of your company. Those are the documents, the major and crucial documents that you have to have for registering a company, a local company, especially in Uganda. But also for my clients, I always advise them always to make a resolution, especially for people who are registered in companies for business. Always separate a business or a company from personal attachments, especially even if you are a sole proprietor of that company. That means for financial discipline,